Hi, this is Kelli. We're in the kitchen conversations. Today I'm interviewing a great friend of mine, Theresa Dunning, and we're going to talk about a topic that I think we're all going to want to know about, which is how to stop emotional eating. And we know a lot of the problems around dieting, about losing weight, about getting healthy, has to do with emotional eating or stress eating. We can call it stress eating too. And the problem is, a lot of people don't know that you can make a positive change and you can change your life with it, which is why I wanted to talk to you, Theresa, because you have made a definite change. You lost 82 pounds in, I think, a record period of time because you dealt with a lot of things at that time. So if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling us a little bit about your story and about your journey.
Okay.
I think it's going to help a lot of people.
Well, it was an interesting time. I am my father's daughter. I love being my father's daughter because he's got a great personality. He's got a lot of energy, but he also had heart disease, and he carried heart disease most of his life. I actually, after I lost my last parent, my examination of myself had to happen. And I started looking at myself in the mirror, and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm heavy.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually saw it before, but I'm heavy. And I was carrying it around my belly. Now, one thing that happened with my father is he had 2 heart attacks by the time he was 53.
Really?
And two. And I didn't want to be that person.
Yeah.
For women, when you carry it around your belly, that's a sign waiting to happen for heart attack.
Yeah.
So where I was at was, we got to get rid of this. Yeah. This has to happen now, and I have to find a way. I had done every diet known to man, but nothing ever stuck.
You lost the weight, though.
I had lost...
which happens with a lot of people.
Yeah,
we lose the weight, right?
We start to lose the weight, and actually we're successful, but it never stays off.
What was different this time?
I found a program that was simple. I found a program that was supplemented by vitamins and nutrients. It was easy to remember. It was in a box way of thinking where it was all natural foods that I had to prepare, things that were around the grocery store, not in the middle of the grocery store. Yeah. Huge tip.
Yeah.
And what actually happened with that is I was able to keep it in the forefront of my brain at all times.
Yeah.
I could memorize it.
Yeah. Well, that helps, because if it's not quick, if it's not easy, if it's not simple, we're not going to do it. Or if it doesn't taste good,
right,
we're not going to do it. I always say that. So I think maybe for you and your journey and how you can help other people is to really think about, what was it? Was it the detoxification? Because we stuck with just eating protein and vegetables for a while. You simplified it for what, like a 30-day period?
Correct.
And it became your lifestyle.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that's what was different.
It was different, but it gave me the tools to start. What I saw was a rapid weight decrease. And that made me think, well, that's great.
Okay, so that was motivating.
Motivating.
Got to have results.
Got to have results. I also did picture images in my brain. So, and I actually did something physical, where once I lost 5 pounds, I put something of 5 pounds in my hands so I could feel it. And I could have that image that is no longer in this body. That 5 pounds is gone.
Right.
Gone.
So, awareness.
Awareness.
First you started with where you were.
Yep.
Awareness, which we've said before is the key to transformation.
Yes.
Once you know where you are, then you can start. So you talked earlier about the scale.
Oh, the scale that often people see is their enemy. The scale is your friend. It's what helps you every morning decide, how am I going to run my day to day? The scale is something that I use every day. I still do. I get on the scale and I see it as absolutely my friend. And if I'm up a little, well, then I cut back that day and I kind of regulate what goes in the mouth and in the body. Yeah. If I'm okay, I know that I can have, again, stay within limits, but I can be a little bit freer.
So the other thing we've talked about is food becoming, the food in the United States is, every day's a holiday.
Yeah.
Right? So we think every day's Christmas, every day we can have a cookie, we can just let it go.
Yeah.
And so there is that.
Yeah.
There is that piece where we want to have that, but what was different for you this time?
I think you eat to live. You don't live to eat.
Right.
And
Becomes fuel.
it becomes fuel for your body.
Right.
It is what can keep you healthy, better choices. I never was a fast food eater, but I was a binge eater. And if I got stressed, and if the stress built up in my life, then I found myself binging on whatever I thought would feel good. Potato chips, Cheetos were my enemy.
Right.
Things along those lines that were fast food, had lots of salt, had sugar.
Or very addictive foods.
Very
So
addictive.
once you start, it makes it harder to stop.
Correct.
So by removing that, getting it out of your life for a while, doing the detoxification, you suddenly felt better.
Yes.
And it's more about self-love, self-care. And now you still have those foods, right?
Yes.
Now and then.
Yes.
Okay, here's the kick. How do you get back on when you've slid off? And you said, you watch yourself now. The scale's your friend. It's at 10 pounds, right?
Right.
So let's talk about getting back on there.
I think everybody has to love themselves. And it's so key. We live in such a busy world as women. We take care of our children, our spouses, everybody else. We have a tendency to actually shadow and not look at ourselves, and we will sometimes fool ourselves by all the things that we're doing around us. Oh,
Right.
we're taking
busy.
care of somebody else, and we're so busy. We're too busy for ourselves.
And
when
that's a
we're-
good excuse.
it's the biggest
Right.
excuse. So when you begin to take care of yourself and look at yourself and give yourself a promise to actually be present with your own personal feelings,
Right.
and love yourself,
Right.
then you're in a situation where you begin to take care of
Right.
your body, take care of your weight,
Right.
take care of your emotion, love yourself, and what you find out is you can start loving others and
Yeah.
giving more of yourself,
That's
and
so
it
good.
isn't the burden.
That is so good. So I think if by starting morning routines, by starting your Sunday routine and what's available this week,
Right.
by getting those things in order is really about loving yourself. So starting there, whatever that is for you, is going to make all the difference. So thank you so much. We got to talk more about this. I think
I hope so.
our idea about having a panel of women together that we can share ideas and tips and tricks and things that can really help us move through this, how to stop emotional eating. We're all going to be better off. Thank you.
agree. You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much.